Why do we play the same video games? That's a question that has been pondering my mind for quite a while now. Being an avid Pokemon fan, as well as liking a plethora of other games, I feel I found myself replaying games I've beaten before more often than playing new games. And it's not even so much that I dislike modern games. In fact, that couldn't be further from the truth. And coming back into the streaming world, I have a lot of new games that I would love to play. But today, I wanted to step back from the new and go back to the old. Also, if you'd like to be a part of these discussions, I do these live. So you guys can catch me right here on YouTube, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, anywhere from 2 to 5 p.m. PST or later. Or you can catch me on Twitch, which I will leave in the description below. I want to say the prevalent answer, or answers I should say, are I find comfort that I know the outcome of what happens in that game, especially if the game has a really, really good ending. And I really, really like the characters that are in the game. I like the plots. I like the character development. There are certain characters, that you like fall in love with. There's all, there's that sense of like familiarity. And honestly, though, probably like the most important thing is like whenever I play these older games and I replay them like multiple times, throughout the years, the number one thing for me is that they bring me back to a spot where I was when I played that game for the first time. So like, for example, right, I'm replaying Wind Waker. This takes me back to a time of when I was around, let's say, 9 years old. And this game reminds me of all the fun times I had when I was 9, asking my neighbors for hints because I couldn't get past Dragon Roost. It reminds me of my grandmother because my grandma bought me this game. This was 1 year, unfortunately, before she died because my grandma died of colon cancer back in 2004. It brings you back to times in your life, where you were like really, really happy, certain things that happened. My grandma spoiled me. She gave me so many presents when I was younger. She bought me my favorite video game of all time, Pokemon Silver, and this very special Squirtle plush I still own to this day. In fact, my grandma is the reason why Generation 2 is still one of my favorite Pokemon gens, why I do a randomizer of Wind Waker every year, and she's a very important catalyst to what originally sparked the love for what I would turn into my career. And yeah, just like the familiarity of the characters and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff and a lot of reasoning as to why individuals will want to play a game over and over again, but I want to hear your guys' takes. Why do you guys play video games over again, repetitive times? Why is it that you guys do it? The answer is just reliability. I know Resident Evil 4 is good. Why play a new game? I don't know. I'll like when I could just play Resident Evil 4. Fair enough, dude. Yeah. Because you know that the adventure is good. And like, this kind of piggybacks to what I was saying before in regards to already knowing like what's going to happen. You're playing a really good game with really good characters, really, really good combat mechanics. All that stuff can definitely play into why you'd want to play a game again. Like, is it because of personal times in your life where you feel like nostalgia by this? Is it because like, you played this game a lot when you were a kid? Do you like the characters? Do you like the plot? But if there's like a personal connection that you have to these games, to like any like particular game, for example, like go for it and share that too. I'm just trying to understand, like, because everyone has their own unique reasoning for wanting to play a specific game over and over again. Like, I think, like, for most of us, when it comes to Pokemon, for example, a lot of us probably have, like, the same takes. Nostalgia. Times in our lives where Pokemon took us away, from, like, I don't know, dark times, helping you, like, escape, for example, right? Those are reasons as to why, like, I would replay Pokemon over and over again as well, because Pokemon, like, it would make me happy in situations I didn't want to be in. And, like, it takes your mind off of things. Maybe friends you had that, like, you played these games alongside with, like, for example, co-op games like Halo, right? I remember when I was like, like maybe 15, 16 years old, and was it Halo 3? Yeah. I played Halo 3 with my best friends. We did a 4-way co-op campaign on Legendary. I sucked at it, but you know what was fun? Shooting the shit with my buddies. And we had a blast. And replaying those games again with either the same friends or new friends can create new memories as well. A very special memory I have with Halo is being in my clan back in the days of the Xbox 360, which, despite me being mainly a Nintendo fan, I have to say the Xbox 360 is the greatest console of all time. We would play Halo Reach all the time, whether it be Firefight or our own minigames. We had this game called Zombie Drive-By, where you'd be a sniper trying to snipe out the zombie players from a Warthog while doing laps around the map. I mean, I sucked, but I will admit, I got hella lucky sometimes. You need to know Halo on Discord? We should. I fuck with it, dude. Let's do it. But like right now, for example, right? Like in Pokemon, I'm doing a reincarnation run. Basically what a reincarnation run is I'm playing like how Gary Oak did in the anime. I'm bringing Pokemon from other past regions into the new one that I'm playing. So I replayed Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I brought that team over to Ruby and Sapphire. I still had a team I used in Ruby and Sapphire, but I brought Mons from my previous game to help me out in certain gym challenges. It's like strategizing like how you would in the anime for battling against certain gym leaders. You know what I mean? And then I beat Pokemon Sapphire, and I brought that, and then I brought both my teams over to Pokemon Platinum. I didn't have a full team of 6 by the time I got to Rourke in Renegade Platinum, but I used my Chimchar, and I used 5 other Pokemon from my previous adventure. That way it would be a 6-on-6. Like imagine if Ash battled Norman in Petalburg City for the first time, and he had a combination of his Johto and Kanto teams. Ash's first gym battle in Hoenn could have been from Norman, and his first badge could have been the Balance badge. Like that. That's what I'm talking about. And then my character for Pokemon, for my reincarnation run, is also like they have their own personality, certain mannerisms. I basically made like my own Pokemon fanfic, but by replaying the games in my own style, if that makes sense. Speedrunning is also another reason for replaying games. Yes, speedrunning is perfect. Perfect example. You love a game that much, you learn all the ins and the outs. For example, in Wind Waker, I'm not like a speedrunning fanatic in Wind Waker, but there are so many different glitches that you do in Wind Waker. Like for example, I speedran back in the day Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. I love Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. My boyfriend, for example, has his own Pokemon OC, has his own team. That's exactly what I'm doing too. Perfect. Another reason, as you know, why I replay Pokemon was because a lot of the people on my block, everybody on my street played Pokemon as kids. Mostly everybody, maybe like 90% of the neighborhood. And we had Link cables. You youngins that don't know what Link cables are, but back in my day, we had Link cables. And we would link our games together. We'd battle. We would trade. Here's something you guys might relate with. You remember playing Pokemon and you only used your starter to beat the game? Yeah, that was me. I only used a Typhlosion the first time I played through Pokemon Silver, and I remember just steamrolling everyone. I even beat Red. It was hard, but I do remember doing it. At least I think so. Jumping away from Pokemon though, another game series I liked was Call of Duty, before it went to shit. Black Ops 1, though, is the shit. Me and my buddies, like whenever we used to play Black Ops 1, for one, we'd play zombies, but we would also go back and we would kill bots. Like we would legit go to Nuketown, set up like recruit level bots, and we would just gun them fucking down. It was fun. Because what made it fun was because we were shit at the game, so online we couldn't get kill streaks. But by killing the bots, we felt, I wouldn't say good at the game, but like, you know, we felt powerful in the moment. We would get dogs. I'd get in like the Huey and like gun all the fucking bots down. Dude, it was really, really fun. Well, those are some reasons as to why me and Chat replay old video games. What about you though? Why do you replay specific video games? Is it because of plot, certain characters, personal memories you have with certain individuals? Leave your reasons in the comments below. Oh yeah, if you guys have any constructive criticism with this video, please also leave feedback in the comments too. This sort of new hybrid scripted content is still new to me, and I'm always looking to improve in any way that I can so you guys can get the best content possible. With that said though, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you.